Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Zoe, but most people know me as 𝘬𝙬 Reptiles. And today we are redoing an enclosure for a fan favorite, Crikey, my jeweled Lacerta. Hi Crikey. Hello. You're so pretty. So if you've been around for several years, you may have seen the video where I built these enclosures, but then also did this one up for him many years ago. And when I made the background, these were some of the first backgrounds I ever made, I made it a little more on the tropical side, and jeweled Lacertas are more of an arid species. So pretty much ever since I did that, I've been wanting to redo his background and make it more of a rocky background and give him more of an arid setup, as opposed to something that looked more tropical. The humidity was still low, he still had an arid setup, it just aesthetically it looked tropical, which I obviously didn't want. That was back before I kind of figured out the tricks to building rocky looking backgrounds. So we did the silicone and eco-earth method. So today I'm going to show you what I did to fix up his background to take it from tropical to rocky arid. And we're going to reset it up and give him some new stuff and just make it look new and improved.
So this is what we're working with. You can tell over the years dirt has fallen off and you can see the spray foam underneath and it looks ugly. So we are covering that with a layer of Drylok mixed with concrete coloring in the color brown to make it look more rock-like. So that's what it looks like after I did that, and then I went through with some lighter colors and darker colors to give it some highlights and shadowing. If I had more time and patience, I would have gone back with some yellow coloring too, but we just went with a dark brown rocky look and just called it a day because I really needed this project done. So when it came to decorating, I went out and collected some rocks to, again, try to lean towards that arid environment. We've got some wood, lots of plants to work with, and his favorite cork tube that he loves to sleep in. I love cork tubes. I think they're great. You should definitely get your animals some cork tubes. And then there's a big basking log that he likes to sit on under his light. So first step was trying to determine where I wanted the rocks. I wanted to put these in first and then the substrate. That way they weren't resting on top of the substrate, because that can be dangerous if your animal tries to like dig and gets under the rocks. I want the rocks to be like right down on the wood so he can't dig underneath them. For substrate, we're using Scott's Organic Topsoil. You can get this right at Home Depot, mixed with play sand, again, right at Home Depot. Super cheap, super easy, super natural, great for digging, great for arid environments. And then we are putting in his wood, making sure I know where I want everything. Spoiler alert, that wood just gave me a sliver, so we have to go take care of that before continuing. And now we're back. So we're getting everything set up now. This is my favorite part, decorating, figuring out where I want everything, and then putting in the fake plants. Now, I used to use live plants. I do plan on putting live plants back into all of my enclosures eventually, but that is very expensive, and I'm doing like all 30 enclosures right now as I move them down to the basement. So we're going with fake plants for right now, and then when I have more time and money, we will start swapping in some live plants to the enclosures again. But for right now, I just want them to look green, full, and very enriching. So fake plants it is. I can keep those suckers alive, and then the enclosures look nice. And I don't know if this is still common in background building, but I feel like it used to be, is putting planters in the walls. So I always had a hard time keeping plants alive in the walls, so we're just putting fake plants into those planters and calling it a day. But this is what it looks like at the end. It's pretty full. There's lots of foliage, places to hide, climb. For lighting, we are using a heat bulb. We've got our Arcadia UVB and then a full spectrum LED. So that will be very helpful when it comes to adding live plants in the future. Then of course we have our water dish, and then it was time to introduce Crikey to see what he thinks. Now obviously not a whole lot changed. I added a lot more plants, I added rocks, so there is a lot of new stuff, but in general it's still the same setup. It's still his stick, he still has his cork tube, but there are just kind of new aspects to it as well, which will make it enriching and change up his life a little bit, new things to explore, which he's been having fun doing.
Alright, and that is it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you have any questions about Crikey or Ďeoľ Lacertas, let me know, because I always get lots of requests for Ďeoľ Lacerta videos. Now that the basement's almost done, I'm gonna start thinking about other video topics outside of the basement and setting up enclosures. So any Ďeoľ Lacerta requests, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you for the next video. Bye!